Your journey down okay? Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Good.
It's here, but it's still saying end call.
Well, 2 o'clock, 2 or 4, yeah. 2
Might be their new future.
You can just chill out from the last
Hi
one.
guys. You'll just have to tell them to chat.
So professional.
Saleh's so uber professional. So anyone have any questions from this last week? It's been a big week, channeling week. First thing I will say is the channelings that I have heard from all of you and seen from all of you have been really, really good. And everybody should be really, really proud of themselves because there's been amazing channelings coming out of the group. I know that some of the group were struggling a bit with direct voice channeling, and we will address that a bit more in this class. The thing to know is that direct voice channeling is actually only hard if you decide it's hard. Like, I asked for a message about flow today, and everywhere when we were getting the bus in, and like I saw the word expectation so many times. And that's what's happening with the direct voice channeling with some of you. You're expecting too much, and so you're stopping it. Like, because it's direct voice and not a third eye, it's like you've tensed and made it hard for yourselves because you're expecting it to be a bigger thing than it is. It's not a big thing. It's just the energy coming into your throat instead of into your third eye. And it's actually a far less of a shift in experience than you're imagining, if that makes sense. Also, the way into it is to move more. Like, just move more. If you want a direct voice channel, move your body and do Ujjayi breath more. And also, just allow your channeling to be what it is, because direct voice channeling comes from being relaxed. And if you are blocking the channeling because you're not being relaxed enough, it's not going to happen. So it's much easier just to go, okay, well, I'm getting third eye channeling at the moment, so I'm just going to go with this, and I'm going to keep moving my body and just let it flow. Funnily enough, it's like in the homework, I gave you the kind of experience of direct voice channeling in the sense of sitting back, but actually it's not as constructed as that. It's not as boxed as that. It is more like you're just in the flow, and sometimes the voice channeling comes, and sometimes the third eye channeling comes, and sometimes the downloads come, and that is actually channeling. You don't go, okay, I'm going to direct voice channel now. You go, I am in the flow, and whatever comes, comes. And so you don't need to worry too much about it. And actually, it's much better just to let the message be what it is. And if you really want to become a direct voice channel, then just ask your guides to show you how over time, but don't worry about trying to do it or trying to get it right. And some of you, you're not direct voice channels as a profession. And in fact, you know, I'm not even a direct voice channel. I learn channeling through direct voice channeling, but I am really a dimensional channel. That is the main way that I channel. It isn't direct voice. And you also have to kind of be down with the way that you channel, because the way you channel is perfect, and it's not going to be like me or anyone else in the group. It's going to be it's going to be the way you channel and your gift to the world. So with the direct voice channeling, just relax. We are going to work on it today as well, but more important than direct voice channeling is moving, because actually moving, you're bringing far more energy in than if you're just voice channeling. Does that make sense? And the energy is good for the planet. The energy, channeled energy, is good for your body, it's good for the room, it's good for the planet. And the more you can move, the more energy you're bringing in, and that's good. And there are some guides that don't move as much as other guides. Like dragons, for example, when I channel dragons, they don't move loads. You know what I mean? Like you might move a bit, but they don't do the like really shaky thing. So it's not even about having a like box in the way that you move. It is about being in the flow. And that's why the final week of this course is focused on flow, because really that's where you're going to find your own channeling style. That's where you're going to, being in flow is being in the flow of your own channeling and the flow of your path and the flow of life. It is kind of the key to everything, you know? Key to everything spiritual anyway. And everything is spiritual. So like it's much better to just be in the moment and not have any rules and not have any like pressure to do it in a certain way and just be in the flow of it as it comes. Let's begin. If anybody has, does anybody have any questions?
Oh, just with partners, I haven't managed to connect with mine yet. So, and I've just had the job I'm doing. I just wish I could just jack it in, but it finishes when this finishes, and I'm like, oh, great, you can finish it. So I'm finding it hard to when to make the time to Skype. But this weekend, I think I should catch it up. But is that okay?
It's totally fine. So with your partners, it's far more about you practicing beyond this course, because if you want to become good at channeling, you have to practice more than just for 5 weeks. So those partners are more about what you do after this course. I do recommend you have a practice if you can before the course ends, because at the moment, this course has my priority time-wise, and I will give you as much feedback as I can. And if something happens with your practice partner that you want to ask a question about or that you got stuck on, you have this time and advice. And once the course ends, sorry guys, I'm busy. I've got other courses and other things that I'm going to be doing. And so that kind of support is not going to be there in the same way. You can, of course, at any point book a one-to-one, but it's cheaper for you to have to do it this week, basically. So, but don't feel pressure about it. I mean, the weekend is fine, and if you can, come to the last webinar on Saturday live, if you can, because that will also give anybody with a Gmail account, if they want to practice something live on it, we will do that. Online people included, everybody will be online. So it's an opportunity to practice your channeling with me one last time. And also it's kind of the final time the group will be together, and there's a beautiful energy thing happening on it. So that is great. But yeah, the channeling practice partners are really about the future, because this course gives you the tools of channeling, but it's then what you go and do with them. And it's much easier to practice if you have a partner going, so when are we going to do this? Do you know what I mean? And like my practice, I was lucky, I practiced with, 2 people in particular for a year when I was learning how to channel. And we were all really efficient about Skyping and getting together. And that's when you really come into your power as a channel and into your own style and stuff like that. So it's really good. And the Facebook group will stay open, so you can support each other throughout the year. It's just my support is going to be with other courses and other things that I'm doing. So that's all it's really about, but it's not a pressure thing, if that makes sense. Anybody else have any questions?
You said there's a difference between voice channeling and direct voice channeling.
Not really. This third eye, so just to give you there's so many different types of channeling. Instinct, intuition, heart channeling, higher self channeling, synchronicity, creativity. There's endless types of channeling. But on this course, the channeling, the kind of main 3 channelings that we do on this course is third eye channeling, which you have done loads of, which is when the pictures and words and images come into your third eye. And actually you always third eye channel, even when you're direct voice channeling. You know, you can still get a picture as your guides are giving a voice. And very often when I'm channeling for people, my guides will be giving them a message and other guides will be third eye channeling to me. So, yeah. Or like their guides will be giving them a message and my guides will be explaining that message in my third eye. So you've got two different energies happening at the same time.
Wow.
There's direct voice channeling, which is when the energy is just more inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's inside your chakras, in your heart and your throat. And that's when the voice changes and the body's moving and things like that.
Mm.
Then there is downloading, which is when the whole so with the third eye channeling, the message comes one piece at a time. With downloading, you get the whole thing all in one go, like this, boom. And we'll do that. We'll do an example of that today. And then there is trance channeling, which I don't teach because I don't do, because it's not at the moment, it's not part of my path, but that's one step beyond direct voice channeling. It's when you actually leave your body and let your guide fully into your body. For me, it's never too nosy. I don't want to miss out on the message, basically. So it's never been something I've tried to learn how to do. But if you're doing an extreme direct voice channeling, you can almost trance. So you can almost not be there. Do you know?
To help in case you can't get, you can. How do you get them out if you're not conscious?
That's why I don't like it,
Yeah.
because I feel like it's I'm not a trance channel, but to me it feels disempowering, and I'm very much about empowering things. And that's the thought about it that I don't like. Whereas even if you're almost not there with direct voice channeling, you're still there enough for if you want it to end, you can stop it. I don't know how it works with trance. There is dream channeling, which we'll do later on in this week. And then there is dimensional channeling, which you can be doing third eye or voice channeling, but it's when you're also in the dimension with the guide. So it's when you're totally in the temple. So rather than being shown like a picture of a temple, is when you're in the temple and you're in that guide's dimension as well as being in this dimension. And we will do that today as well. So those are the kind of main types of channeling. But really what this week is about flowing between them. Because your channeling gets really good when you're willing to flow between all of them. And the more you can practice the flow and just allowing it to be whatever it is, the more you will be able to channel in more truth and in higher energy and in more of a free way, with less of your own filters onto your channeling, if that makes sense. The more present you will be able to be. And so it's much easier to focus on just flow than it is to go direct voice channeling, third eye channeling, dimensional channeling. Yeah.
I mean,
It makes more sense to
Yeah.
just let what happen will happen.
And actually most channeling does combine. All of you have already been doing combinations of channeling. Like I've heard your messages and seen your messages, and there are combinations of those types of channeling, but it's about allowing more of a wave through them and more of a flow through them.
Sorry, the dream one, is that when you're asleep?
Yeah.
And then when you wake up?
Yeah.
So the higher self is just basically telling you stuff in your dreams and you decode them?
Yeah. And we do dream channeling this week, so you will get an opportunity to do dream channeling. So yeah, there's so many magical types of channeling. But the most important thing is just the other thing I will say, listening to everybody's channelings, is where you are faltering, in the moments where everybody is faltering, all you have to do is just reopen your heart. It's when you've kind of gone, oh, what am I doing? Like your left brain's come in and you've questioned it and you'll be like, is that direct voice channeling? I don't know. And your heart's just closed. And all you need to do is reopen your heart. That's all. Like, that's the best thing you can possibly do for channeling. Every time you feel that connection drop or you feel like you've lost it, just reopen your heart and it will all come back. So that's the other thing to kind of keep practicing this week, is just reopening your hearts. But you're all doing amazingly. Let us begin with the daily practice. And then we are going to do a breath to help you. Is there any questions from online? So closing your eyes and allowing yourself to do the Ujjayi breath. As you breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Saying out loud, I call light to myself now.
I
call light to myself now.
I'm feeling a column of light from source pouring down into your energy field, instantly raising your vibration as this light travels down through the different layers of the earth, down into the iron core crystal, aligning you with all that is above and all that is below. And in this light, experiencing your auric field, stretching out 6 feet in all directions around you now, feeling this expansion of your energy body, experiencing your cosmic and earth star portals opening, flooding your aura with golden source light and silver earth. Gaia love light now. As you say out loud, I ground myself into the heart of Gaia now.
I ground myself into the heart of Gaia now.
And from the warmest part of your belly, send a grounding cord of energy down through the different layers of the earth, down into the iron core crystal in the center of the earth, feeling the iron in your blood, vibrating with the iron at the core of the earth, and feeling yourself anchored in to the heart of the Great Mother, experiencing her love, holding you now. As you say out loud, I call all energy I have given away or left behind to return to me now.
I call all energy I have given away or left behind to return to me now.
And opening your heart to your energy. Feel your energy returning to you through all timelines and directions as a golden rain shower of light pours through your energy field, cleansing all that is not of service to you now, as you feel your auric field being sealed from top to bottom in white light and Christ consciousness light now, so that only love and light can enter your energy field now. Know that you are safe and feel your vibration raising with this knowledge now. As you say out loud, I activate my 12 chakras now.
I
Activate my 12 chakras now.
And feeling your 12 chakras 3 above your head, 7 within your body, and 2 below. Opening, letting light into your core and creating a rainbow of light that shines out in all directions from your center now. As you say out loud, I activate the one heart within me now.
I activate the one heart within me now.
Feeling the male and female aspects of your heart uniting into the brilliant turquoise blue of the one heart. As your heart expands into the spaciousness of oneness, feel your heart beating with the heartbeat of Gaia. Feel your heart beating with the heartbeat of Source. Feel your heart beating with all hearts on earth and all hearts in spirit. As you say out loud, I call unconditional love to myself now.
I call
Unconditional love to myself now.
And allow this love to reach the parts of you that are yet to be reached by love. Choosing to receive more love. And I'm coming around with an aura spray. If you are listening online, tune in and receive the spray energetically. Notice what the spray does to your energy field. And staying with your eyes closed, bring this source light like a ray of energy into your root chakra, and just give your safety over to Source now, so that you let go of having to hold on to your safety and you entrust it with Source. And as you invite this Source light into your sacral chakra, this Source love into your sacral chakra, give your path to Source now, so that you let go of controlling and surrender your path to Source. And as you invite this Source light into your solar plexus chakra, give your support to Source, letting whoever needs to be sent to you in spirit or earth form be given to Source. So you invite Source light into your heart. Give your self-esteem and ego and pride and respect to Source. So you invite this Source light into your throat chakra. Give your truth to Source. So you invite this Source light into your third eye chakra. Give your knowledge and guidance to Source. Give all of your experience to Source. And as you invite this light into your crown chakra, feel it shuddering through all of your being. You just give the whole of yourself, the whole of this moment to Source. And just feel the complete letting go an openness that happens when you just give to the light, to love. And as you give your energy body to Source, open your heart to the earth and give your physical body to Mother Earth. Feel how relaxed your physical body comes when Mother Earth is holding your physical body. And open your heart to this session and fill your heart with wonder. This is the missing energy when you get stuck with certain types of channeling and channeling experiences. It is a case of coming into wonder as opposed to coming into struggle and into disappointment. It is a case of giving to Source and the earth, of surrendering to the process and relaxing into a state of wonder, noticing how you feel. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. And when you are ready, opening your eyes and coming into space. So how are we feeling? Anyone have an experience of that meditation they want to share?
You go.
No, I saw this for like the last 2 weeks. There's been this it felt like it was like yellow and white energy in my stomach, and it used to make me feel really sick. And then I felt like when you said about the root chakra and like pushing it out, like it moved, and then a few minutes later I was like, oh, it's next to me, and it's just this cloud of energy, and then I was just like, can it go? And then it just went, and I was like, oh, it's that easy.
Easy. Flow is easy. Brilliant. I'm so glad you had that experience. Anybody else?
It's like when Sarah talks about being in vertical alignment, and that actually you just got to remember that we're taken care of by Source, taken care of by Earth, should just flow and be. Because it was really lovely. I really felt that. Like once you said it, everything went, oh.
There is something to be said for not rushing into channeling, for making sure that you are in the right space, that you have created sacred space within yourself before you channel, that you have created that relaxation and that surrender before you channel, and it will make your channeling easier if you do. And wonder, like the guide said, is so good for those moments that you get stuck. Just come into wonder, because in the recordings I can hear like when you drop out, and it's like you've gone into like disappointment and your vibrations dropped, whereas if you go into wonder, your vibration won't drop. It will stay high, and that's really what you need, is to stay high for channeling. And the other thing I will say about direct voice channeling is often people are concerned about changing their voice and the quality of their voice. There are direct voice channels whose voices never change, but the energy is still inside their body, but their voices don't change. Because the voice changing thing is up to the guides. It's nothing to do with if you're getting direct voice channeling right or wrong. Direct voice channeling is about the energy coming into your body, and your voice is always going to belong to your channeling. Whether your voice changes in intonation or not, it's always going to be the equipment of your vocal folds that are going to be used. So you're never going to fully escape your own voice. And you shouldn't, because you have been chosen to bring this message. And your translation of this message and your vocal quality and your vibration is right to give this message. It is not about you giving up your power to the guides. Does that make sense? And it's really important for you to understand that you can be responsible for your channeling as well as your guides. I, very early on my path, when I was just starting to learn how to channel, me and Kath went on a crop circle day. And there was a channel there who was pretty well known as a channel, but he'd gone into his ego because so many people have been praising him for his channeling. And he stood in this crop circle and channeled streams of consciousness, for hours. In a freezing cold English crop circle, there were people there who had never heard of channeling before, who were laughing and videoing him. And there were even people there who were into spirituality in a big way that were like opening their eyes and getting bored. And he was channeling.
In tongues as well.
He was channeling in tongues. He was doing a very advanced channeling, but he was not doing his job as a channel, which is also to be able to read the room. Do you see what I mean? Like, you can tune into a stream of consciousness and channel for 6 hours. Is that going to help someone?
Yeah, what's it for?
You know, you have to think about what your channeling is for, and you are allowed to co-create the channeling with your guides and say, I'm just going to explain that now, or I'm going to pause here now. How is everybody doing? And you are allowed to do that and be in your power, because you know what? You're the one that's in the third dimension. You're the one that knows how this message is coming through in the third dimension. You're the one that knows how to communicate it in the third dimension. Otherwise, they just go straight to the person. They've come to you because you're the one that's the best one that's going to be able to explain it and communicate it. And you have a responsibility as a channel not to just give all of your power away and not to just self-indulge in channeling, but to go, and this is not me saying that long messages are bad. Long messages are great, and especially when you're channeling for yourself and you're getting a full picture, that is fine. When you are standing in a crop circle with a group of people that were there to see crop circles, you do not channel for 2.5 hours straight in a German accent.
It was all light codes as well, so none of it made sense to anyone apart from nobody, actually. Even you were like,
I was like, it was such a good moment for my path, because I was like, I'm never doing that as a channel. I was like, I'm never ever going to bore people as a channel.
I heard channeling. She did Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin, is it? And she just did it with her accent.
Yeah.
And then there's that thing of like, how far are you acting? Like, will it be her saying it? Because obviously the rhythms of her are going to be.
So I often channel with my own voice as well as direct voice channeling. Direct voice channeling is more for vibration and the vibration that is needed. It's not the voice of the guides. Like, does the energetic realms have voice? I don't know, but it's probably far more musical than the human voice can do. Like, when I listen to it energetically, it's far more beautiful and musical than smoke damaged vocal folds are able to do. So it's about vibration. And yes, that you know, I think even in this course, there is a time where Mary Magdalene is channeling with my voice, and she says, I am Mary Magdalene, but it's my own voice. There is nothing wrong with that. And that's what I'm trying to say about direct voice channeling. Don't expect your voice to change. That is going to block your channeling. Just move. Bring the energy in and move. Like, moving is so much more important than what is going on in your voice. And actually, your voice will just naturally do the inflections that are needed. It's so much more about moving your body.
Like, if you're a trumpet, you can't be a flute.
Exactly. It is exactly like that. It is exactly like that. And like, but understand that any guide that is communicating through you has picked you because you are the right instrument for this job. And own the fact that you are also right for this. That you have the right life experiences, poetry, music, sound, vibration within you to communicate this, because channeling, like all things, is co-creative. It is not, oh yeah, the guides know everything and I don't. And very, very often how I channel for other people is a message comes through and then I stop the message and I say, so did that make sense? Do you need me to ask anything? Can I explain anything? You know, and I like to check in with people and keep the channeling short and sweet so that it can be received by people. And that what I'm saying is it's fine for you to do that, you know, it's fine for you to like control how much it comes in and when it comes in. And of course, you know, especially you've seen there's some longer messages on the Facebook group from my guides. If I'm channeling for myself, 20 minutes, half an hour, even an hour, you can quite easily do. It's just if you're channeling for someone else, I would probably recommend keep staying connected and just interjecting in and out of it, you know, because your job is to help these two things connect, to be the bridge between these two things. And so own that bridgeness.
Do you write it all? Do you always record everything you've ever done?
No.
Because that's
Solara does. Solara is amazing. Solara records everything she's ever done and then like writes it out and is so, I am like so bad at, like my channeling is no order to it. No, like it's so disorganized. There's no like file of channeled information. But over the years, I have realized how important it is to record it, because there are messages that you get like 4 years ago that suddenly make sense. And if you can refer back to them, it's amazing to have a record of them. But no, and if it's something like small, I don't bother to record it. You know, if I'm like
she's helping you choose something in the shop, you wouldn't,
or if like when should the next womb workshop be? I'm not going to record it, like. But some people do. Some people are much better than me, and they record everything, and I probably should. So, record when you can. I want us to try this moving thing now, because this is the key. Who is struggling with direct voice? And you don't feel like you have to. So you're struggling. Anybody else?
Direct voice being when you record it.
When you let the guides come in through your voice.
Yeah, I guess I haven't really done it.
Cool. So 3 of you are struggling, and anybody else struggling, and that you don't have to feel like you're struggling.
Yeah, I think I just never know whether it's just me and my consciousness thinking everything.
You have, so it is your imagination, it is your consciousness. Like, it's never not going to be those things, because your consciousness and your imagination is the tool, one of the main tools that your guides will use. So it's better to just accept that it is that. And I promise you, if you accept and then just go, okay, it's my imagination, and I'm just going to play with it, your guides will start to prove themselves to you in ways that, like, will be so personal and undeniable that you will then start to know that they are more than just your imagination, but they are using your imagination. So while you're hanging around in the, is it my imagination? You're never going to move forward from that. Do you see what I mean? It's like a doorway that you have to walk through and go, yeah, it is your imagination. It is never not your imagination.
They have the control.
They talk to you through your imagination. I can't remember who it was that posted it on the Facebook group, but like that Joan of Arc quote of, you know, how else is God going to talk to you if not in your imagination? Like it is your imagination. But what starts to happen is once you allow yourself to just accept that it's your imagination, firstly, your imagination is an amazing way to understand your own consciousness and your own life. So it's worth just doing that. Secondly, your guides, I promise you, will prove themselves to you. Like it happened to Miyako the other day. We had a session and Merlin came to her. And to her, she was like, Merlin, like that's Disney. You know what I mean? Like that's Merlin. And I've totally been there. I remember when I first channeled Merlin, I was like, no. No, this is a Disney film. This is definitely my imagination. I'm channeling a wizard of course it's called Merlin, like, and then like Miyako's had since then, like everywhere she's looked, she's seen old men with staffs, like in physical form. And then Merlin told her to go into a shop and buy a necklace, and the necklace is of the Chalice Well, but which is, you know, Merlin's place is Glastonbury. Now, Miyako's in Japan. She doesn't know what the Chalice Well looks like. You know, it can't be her imagination. She Wikipedia'd it. She wikied it and was like, and this is what I mean. Like, if you spend your whole time going, is it my imagination? You're just going to hang out there. If you go, okay, it's my imagination, fuck it. Let's just enjoy my imagination and see what my consciousness tells me. You will get the proof. And you will continue to get the proof, because this is the other thing. You're never going to stop having little moments of doubt and keep asking for proof. I ask for proof all the time. I don't want it to stop being proved to me. I want it to keep being proved to me.
A few comments.
Yeah.
Edwina says she got darkness, didn't see a guide and didn't get anything through. I think when she tried.
With the direct voice channeling. Again, it's trying too hard. If you can third eye channel, which you all can, just start third eye channeling. It's like everybody's gone, got a direct voice channel, you know?
Where's my guide?
Where's my guide? Nothing's happening. Why is nothing happening? And the thing is, move. If nothing's happening, start saying nothing is happening. Speak and move, because you've got to start moving yourself through that. And the moving your body will allow the energy to start coming through. And also, maybe you're channeling a guide that is black. You know, maybe you're channeling a guide that is like a black hole. I don't know. But if you don't say, you know, I don't believe that there is ever a time when nothing is happening.
Is there like a gang of them? Like, you know, when they choose you to come to because you're the best one, they're just, it's amazing, isn't it? That they were primed, ready.
Your guides are always waiting for you, but that's because you've soul contracted. So you soul contract with your guides before you come down. And they're with you. Your kind of guides are kind of with you the whole time. And often when you connect to a guide at first, there's really beautiful moments, like with the animals that happened, or like, you know, so I think the first time I channeled, like loads of my guides cheered. They're like, you know, but yeah, you soul contracted with them basically. So it's like phone a friend. You know?
But you know when
you know how like phone a friend is pre-planned? You pre-arrange with your friend on deal or no deal. Is it deal? Is it who wants to be with you? So like, you know, you've pre-arranged with your friend to be in when you're on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It's like that with your guys. Yeah, Merlin, be in the cave.
He says, I love direct voice channeling, but since we started channeling week, I've had a sore throat and I've lost my voice and it's not back yet.
It will come back. We are going to be doing, everyone's got sore throats. It is your voice chakra being cleared. And what we're about to do will clear your voice chakra as well.
I say, what do you do, Katie? So you had a week of your voice not being around. Do you just not channel that week, or do you go to writing more?
What if I was ill?
Yeah, so just, lost your voice.
I lost my
And through it.
if I'm ill, I ask why I'm ill. I very rarely have, and funnily enough, I did get ill, didn't I? I started to feel ill, and then and even with this, like nasty, so I ate this thing today. Me and Kath ate this thing, both made us feel sick. Both of us felt really sick, which is why we got Lucozade. And I was like, okay, can't be sick for class. So I called the wolf mother and asked her to give me alchemy on my stomach. And I like energetically started transmuting it. So like, to me, everything is energy. Like, I don't live in a world that isn't, and that there isn't an energetic reason for. It's up to you guys if you want to live like that or not. But like, I think it's better to live like that, because I think otherwise you go to the doctor and they give you cancer or depression.
Cover the symptoms. I asked for help twice and I still feel like crap.
It's not just about asking for help though. Like, you can ask for generic help, but it's also like, what is going on? Just
it's trying to tell you something, isn't it? These it's
I
saying.
always, I agree with you.
Yeah. Always when you
and
ask
how can
it.
I move through it? Like, what is it that I need to do? And how can I move through it? And then doing those things. But yes, at times it is painful and horrible. I'm not going to lie. Like, you can move through stuff very more quickly. You can be more aware of it. But yeah, there are times when your physical body goes through it. And especially when you're doing something like this course, because if you think how much you have shifted and worked on, and you're fast tracking in 5 weeks through so much past life stuff, and your body can only your energy body can process at the speed of light. Your physical body can process at the speed of Gaia, and the only way it's going to do something quick is make you sick. It's the only way. That's how the body purges. That's how the body releases. But I think it's about like helping it, being like, okay, so sneezing it out, sweating it out, steaming it out, helping it. Do you see? But yes, if I was feeling genuinely ill, I wouldn't channel, or I'd write channel. You go to if ever you're in kind of a bad place emotionally or physically, you will go to the comfort place of your channeling. So for me, my comfort channeling is written channeling. That's the channeling that I do for myself when I don't feel I can do the high vibrational direct voice interdimensional channeling. I do third eye written channeling because the writing takes me outside of myself. So it's easier to get a perspective, but it's different for everyone. Some people might direct voice channel because it's easier that way. So there are no rules. But enjoy feeling like shit. Means change is happening. Your body's. I'm like, woohoo, activation. Something's moving. Gosh, Ibiza, cold twice now before the Ibiza retreat, really badly. Like, and also my ears on the plane, like my third eye's had an activation twice before Ibiza. And like, I've had like the ear popping where your ears won't pop for ages. But it's an activation. And I know it's an activation because on the first Ibiza, they said, my guides, I was running the retreat and I couldn't hear anybody because my ears hadn't popped. And I was like, when is this gonna end? I feel so awful. And they were like, Friday, third eye day, it's gonna end. And I was like, and it did.
And how many more days did you have?
It was only 2 days of the retreat, but like on the Friday, it was like, you know, it's just amazing. That's one of the ways you can prove your guides. Ask when it will end.
Also, it only ever happens to you when we go to Ibiza.
Yeah.
I mean, it's never happened to us, but every time we go to Ibiza, it happens to we fly 6 or 7
All the
times
time.
a year, much further and long haul flights and stuff, and she never has it.
Isn't there,
Just
like,
like
there's certain parts of the world like you're more attuned to, like what is it? It's called astrocartography or something, where you there's certain bits where you just don't get on as well in that area, energy wise.
I get on very well with Ibiza's
Yeah,
energy,
Adam loves
but
it.
Ibiza's energy, Ibiza
Isn't it got some special energy?
Ibiza has an amazing energy,
Yeah.
and Ibiza is one of those places that will make you deal with stuff. It's not. It's a fire energy. It's a transformational energy. It doesn't. It makes you deal with yourself. It makes you face yourself. You know.
These
amazing.
ears been blocked since last week.
Oh, good. Ask when it's going to end. So let's do. And I never believe that it's going to end. That's the thing, and that's how I know that they're right, because then they're real. Because I never believe it's going to end, and then it does. So let's do this movement. So closing your eyes. Just doing whatever you need to do to feel safe in this moment. And I am coming around with some Mary Magdalene oil. I'm trying to tune into it. Those of you that are listening online, we are a group now. And guys, I really, really want you to push yourself with the movements this time. Like, you should, when we do the daily practice, be moving. That's how you should be preparing for channeling, moving during the daily practice, so you're already used to moving. You know? I'm feeling the rose golden energy of Mary Magdalena glittering through your energy field right here, right now. And just start moving your physical bodies. And you can move your physical bodies and encourage your physical bodies to be moved. So, Aya, no wonder you're struggling with direct voice channeling. That is not enough moving. Shake your ass. Very good. Come, and you can move more. And start moving.
We need some salsa music.
Yeah, salsa-ing with the energy of Mary Magdalene. Who'd have thought it? And really starting to move. And now feeling the energy of Oshun coming in. And this is the goddess of waterfalls. And yeah!
I was seeing
Magic!
I was like, oh, not another blue one.
Proof! And so bring this waterfall energy in of Oshun and really invite the energy into yourselves, into your muscles. Open your heart, move. You can all move a bit more. And feel Oshun helping you free fall now. This is the space that is required for direct voice channeling. It is the movement of free falling, like a waterfall. just jumping. When you feel yourself resistant to direct voice channeling, imagine you are jumping. You are free falling. You are moving through a waterfall of energy. You are the river, you are the waterfall. You are in the movement. Very good. And start moving your head. Very good. And your jaws. And now you can settle into movement, so you don't have to be forcing it quite as much, but you're letting Oshun's energy just move you, so you're not trying to move. Yeah. And now start the Ujjayi breath. And now say, I ask for the guide that is in my highest good to come through me now. And feel yourself connecting to an energy. And just allowing the energy to move you in a different way. And feel your consciousness just sitting back. But as you sit back, let go of your voice. So let go of trying to control your voice. Come into wonder. Feel your heart. And just allow this guide to sound through you now. So you are not speaking in English, you are sounding now. And now allow your guide to speak a message now. And allow this message to come through third eye channeling and or direct voice channeling. Do not try and steer the message. Simply allow it to flow. Oh yeah, Oshun. Oshun is raining on us. She is also the rain. So you should all be speaking right now.
Your wishes, your commands.
Like a brick.
It's really nice.
Stick with it.
Stay firm.
There is a message from Ireland.
Follow the wind.
Oh, it looks so different.
Build.
Believe in magic.
The name is
Build.
Patrick.
Follow the stars and the wind. And
What
guidance.
do you need to know
You can look around, you know.
about the future?
And the moon.
Protective walls.
Just say the message that it's
And it's
And
flowing.
the rings around
See the
Saturn.
trees,
And
and you smell the air.
proof today was when you took the long
Diving into the rings.
tube and you end up missing a tube.
Diving into the rings.
That's
You
just fish.
feel my feet.
This proof
I
Diving into the
walk
rings.
along the path.
opening your mouth and sending the message out.
It's tipping out and unfortunately I'm stepping into the new.
I'm saying it just like all of the amazing third eye messages written. Let go of
Keep
trying
flying.
to get a direct voice channel.
Very good, my child. Very
I
good.
know I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah, yes. Fly.
Thank you for having me. Understand I'm supposed to be here.
Keep spirit high.
You are
And
supposed
then
to
you
have
fly.
the animals have a place.
Special time.
You are loved.
time to speak,
You can enter all the dimensions this
time
way.
to understand how we are all
Start on your own.
and how we must
Now we
become.
listen.
See how it's brighter.
Feel my heart.
Don't be afraid. Take your time.
Fill your heart with love and let it out.
Open your heart.
You can say it right
Yeah.
by coming
Keep going.
and allowing our voices to speak.
And when you let go, the deeper you go. This way.
You can say it.
You think, oh,
For allowing
See
us
how
to speak.
so that's all
You
you
are
need.
very brave.
See how the
Try and
light,
do something more than
light
that.
is changing.
That's all you need to do. Just
The
practice.
quality is
Do
changing.
you know how that felt? When you say calling, it's just like, that's all it is. You're trying to get something much bigger than this.
Ink,
This is all it
crystal.
is. You did it.
At least a big pink crystal.
Anyone else? Anybody struggling? Now we're gonna breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude and open your eyes and come into the room. So how was that for everyone?
Beautiful.
Felt the energy was there. And
I found it hard to hit because I was hearing everybody else's, so I kept saying, what do you really need to say? So then it was much more just words because I couldn't get a flow of a sentence.
It is much
Yeah.
harder when there's loads of distraction.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
You know, it's kind of good to practice
Yes,
that
yeah.
that focus really. How did it feel though?
Emotional.
Emotional, good. So
Yeah.
it feels
Maybe I
real.
want to cry, yeah.
Good. That's how you know it's real, because you feel it's real. Your imagination isn't real, you know? Feeling is real.
Yeah.
And there's a big voice clearing about to happen, so that's partly probably why you're feeling emotional as well. And you see how, so at the moment I'm still moving, because I'm still direct voice channeling my guides, even though I'm speaking.
Yeah,
The
sort
energy of my
yeah.
guides are still with me and they're still coming through.
I still feel the energy.
Yeah.
Did you hear the wind?
Yeah.
I did.
Oh no, because I said something, yeah. Something about the winds, yeah. I keep getting messages about it.
Anybody, amazing, because I had a wind guide come through. How interesting.
What now?
Well, I mean, it was Patrick in Irish. Is that
Yeah, you get guides that have normal names. I had a guide come through that was like Kevin or something. And like, again, that is proof that your guides are real, because your imagination is not going to call your guide Kevin. You know, your imagination is going to call your guide like Aslan. Like, you know, like that's how you know when you're actually questioning it, going, what? That's how you know that it's not your imagination, because you're going, what?
Did I
Like,
want to tell you their names? Because I was saying, like, the first thing time they come in, I'm always like, I want to check your name. I want to know you. I want to know a bit about
No, I
it.
did ask. I thought,
Because I always forget to ask him, I don't know what your name is.
I don't often ask my
No.
guides. If you're a feeler, you're less into names, so you know their energy. Some people are really into names. It just depends on who you are as a channel. Like, I don't ask names that often. I only really get names if I get told them. And actually, there are some guides I found out during this course that live in dimensions where there are no names.
It sounds like Madison and Splash.
So there are no names for some of the guides, you know?
Have you only got a set number assigned to you? I mean, that's infinite. I mean, like, you know, when you're calling them in, there's some that keep coming back, but some are new each time. So
Yeah.
is it that, I'm just wondering, are some just going, all you'll do today, or are some with us all the time?
You have to go with your own truth on this and ask your own guides and your own heart. I have experienced in my channeling journey that I have an infinite number of guides. I seem to always get new guides. That being said, you also have guides that are with you the whole time, and some guides that just come in to give you one message. So, you know, there are no kind of rules to it in a way.
So we're not trying to get to know a family of guides.
Some people do though. Some people do. Some people like only channel certain guides. There are channels that only channel one guide. Yeah, like there's really famous channels that only Abraham Hicks. She only channels Abraham Hicks. I can't remember Esther Hicks. No, but she only channels Abraham.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Like, so it just depends on you and your channeling journey.
Angelina says both times she's tried to direct voice channel, she gets a blocked throat and feels the need to clear it. I'm not sure if I need to clear my throat chakra again before trying it.
Yes, but this activation is going to help with the clearing of your throat chakra. And yes, if ever you feel a block, clear it. Like, clear it. You know, if you're feeling blocked in something, go, what's blocking me? How can I clear it? Not, I've got a block. Like, I see so many people on Facebook be like, I'm really blocked. Like, clear the block, like move through the block, and you have so many tools for moving through the block. Go back to the alchemy tools, go back to the, you know, if it's an emotional thing, go to an emotional technique. If it's an energetic thing, be like, how can I clear it? Like, clear the blocks. They're red lights, but you can make them, you can clear them. Do you see what I mean? And so thank you, Edwina, for asking that. That's really, really good. But the biggest block to direct voice channeling is you think it's a bigger thing than it is. Just do third eye channeling and keep moving your body, and eventually, look, I'll show you. Somebody asked me a question.
How do you feel about the course ending?
I'm sad about the course ending. Let's see what the guides say. Dear children of the light, we feel your grief about the course ending, and we feel empathy for this separation that will occur after a coming together. And I'm actually going to ask them to stop voice channeling, because I want to show you that if you move your body, and Kev, can you put the camera on? So I stopped the channeling just then to show you that I am connecting into the energy, and this message that they've given and are giving is obviously important. But as I am third eye channeling and moving my body, I am direct voice channeling because I'm moving my body. So the energy is coming in, and that is all direct voice channeling is. And then eventually your voice will change. So the message that they have about the course ending is that grief, and do you see what's happening here? As I'm saying grief and moving my body, the guides are just starting to take over, basically. And so grief is an energy that humans find hard to deal with because of the death of ceremony in many of your cultures. So there is no completion when grieving. And we send you empathy, and then they are showing me big beating hearts. We send you empathy for your grief at the course ending, but we also celebrate the completion of the cycle of this course, because we know that each of you will become butterflies as the course ends. And we like to see energetic butterfly awakenings. And we know that we will be with each of you as you continue your channeling journeys. And we say that as a soul family group, you will come together again in this lifetime. So know that it is not the end. It is simply a pulse of coming together, and then a pulse of release from the mandala with all that you have needed for this moment. And they are showing me the pulse of the mandala, that we go away and then come back together again. And I feel like, for those of you that are not in the UK, that the coming together will be in the UK at some point. I'm not getting a date. And thank you to these guides. So do you see how it's just voice, third eye, and the movement of the body is what makes it direct voice channeling, not the voice. It should be called direct body channeling.
But not all channels move.
Not all channels move, but they all bring the energy into their body. And if you're doing this course, you're going to be a channel that moves. You come to the moving channeling course, like you would have done a different type of channeling course. Do you see what I mean? You go to the teachers that will teach you their way of channeling, and then you develop your own way from springboarding off of that. And actually, nearly all channels do move. They might not move as much, but they, and all direct voice channels I've ever seen move. So all channels who do the like voice chakra work, they move, because you can't not move with that much energy coming into you. Your body, like, I don't know what would happen to your body if you try. Let's try not to move.
No, God.
This is the good way. This is a good way. So just for this moment,
You're not going to do it.
so
Stop it.
connect to the energy that is with you now and try not to move.
His earrings are it goes stagnant.
You can't even move your throat.
I'm actually finding it almost painful. Like, it's like the energy is causing a pressure on my body.
Let's stop this game.
And now try and move.
You're getting sick.
And now let yourself move. See how much easier it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm coming around with the Wolf Mother oil for your throat. Again, tune into it online.
I think because I'm used to doing a shamanic journeying still, I
Yes,
find that this is just different.
it is different. And
Getting
but
used to
shamanic journeying really moves with your heartbeat. And like
Mm.
the music is really, it's still moving you. Does that make
Yes,
sense?
yeah.
The
Like,
vibration of the music.
Yeah.
affects things in a different way.
and
Like how- yeah.
everything is vibration, and so really nothing is still, you know? But you know what? If you don't want to move, you don't have to move. It's just if you want a direct voice channel, you need to move. You know, for the other types of channeling, you don't have to move. But direct voice channeling, you do because you're bringing the energy inside your body. So unless you engage your body in the movement of the energy, you're going to struggle with the direct voice channeling. It's up to you. Some people don't want to do direct voice channeling. I don't. Some people like third eye channeling, or, you know, like just like I don't want to do trance channeling.
Yeah.
You know, it's fine. So I would recommend, if you do want to do direct voice channeling, that you practice the moving and the sounding. And then just keep practicing the moving and the sounding and the moving when you're third eye channeling, and eventually it will just start happening. That's all I can say, is as one day you'll be so relaxed and in the movement of it, it will just happen. And all of you are doing it. It's just to do it more. Do you see what I mean? So, closing your eyes, filling your heart with love, and tuning into your throat chakras now, experiencing the pain and tightness of your truth centers, that which is coming up to be released, and welcoming this pain and tightness up now, inviting it to be witnessed now, as you feel a column of light from Sirius, white blue light pouring through your vocal system now, and experience our activation being placed in your throat as a download now. And this downloaded code gives you the full information of what is being cleared through star surgery out of your throat. Understand that downloaded channeling is all time happening at once, in one moment, and allowing your throat centers to yawn and receive the fullness of this star surgery that would, on your timeline, take 6 hours. That is happening in full in the time of now, which is universal light time. Ujjayi breath to assist in the clearing of your throat. As you feel this light geometry spin through your throat chakra, allow the experience and the message about it to be sent to your third eye and heart centers now. Feel a pure white light coming in. And just notice how your throat is feeling. As you feel the rose golden energy of Mary Magdalene coming into your throat center and helping the healing. And kind of integrating this Syrian light code. And staying connected to this download, if you're online, just type in what is happening. And if you're in the room, just say what is happening.
My throat is popping. Mine's just tickling.
Something's been like this.
Smells irritating.
Keep going with it. You're doing well. And allow more information to come from the experience.
Other blocks are clearing. I've seen a field in my third eye, like really clear, fresh, crisp mountain air. It's like recycling of old air energy that we don't need. Getting the new, fresh, clear, pure energy air coming through like the mountain.
So, very good. I'm seeing like this like triangle that's like got lights in it and then like this black hole energy and it's just clearing out so much energy from my throat.
With me, it's more about letting go of the comfort zone and stepping into the new. So, letting go.
Brenda says she's yawning and her throat feels a little clearer. She also felt that fear and security were her blocks.
Good.
So,
And in your mind's eye, ask to see the Syrians that are performing this surgery. So that you are getting a more detailed experience of this.
it's a big tidal wave.
Open your heart to Sirius.
Sometimes I always see them like a tidal wave.
See blue, that flying, very gentle blue wings. It's a dark emerald green wave. The Japanese culture. It's a ship with golden sails. Very, very bright light.
I'm also getting my experience today with the tube was one way of me stepping out of my comfort zone.
Good. And invite, as the Syrians are doing this, invite Goddess Yamanjah, who's the goddess of the sea, just to send a wave through your timeline and through the Syrian activation. So you're working with the goddess energy to clear out the karma as well.
What's her name?
Yamanjah.
Yamanjah.
Oh my god. Well, hello.
And as you feel this surgery completing, connect again to a golden white rain shower of light so that all the energy is cleared, is not of service to you. And ask to sound whichever guide is in your highest good now.
How's the channel wall?
How's the sound?
That's good.
And breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude, noticing how you feel, sending your love and gratitude to Yamanjah, sending your love and gratitude to the Syrians, noticing how your throat feels and opening your eyes and coming into space. How is that?
My throat burning, but then I had this weird thing yesterday. I've never had it before. I had acid reflux where it came up and burnt my whole throat. Never had it before in my life, and it was really weird after I'd eaten
They're
something.
preparing you for this, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's burning again. It's like
Surgery, energy surgery, leaves you a little bit sore afterwards sometimes,
Yeah.
just like physical surgery.
It feels like it's going to burn through everything, just eradicate.
It's like laser surgery, like
Yeah, my
My ear is like ringing. I feel like it's popping.
so mildly. I feel really lightheaded. Which is good.
It makes me want to be back in the third eye. Mostly here now.
Well, we're going
Hang
back
on
to
then.
the third eye next, actually. But how is your voice feeling, other than a little bit of like soreness?
Hit the notes.
Lighter.
Not can't hear really get them. But
Yeah, like I feel like like there's space in my voice,
Yeah, it was really
like
big.
more tonalness in my voice.
Yeah.
I just saw a guy come through that looked like he was a child covered in autumn leaves. He came through really quickly after that surgery. Who's the like?
Omalu.
That's who I got as well.
Really?
Yeah, like, it was like a pile of.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well,
That's why I
Omalu
kept
does
saying.
healing as well, and Omalu heals illness.
Right.
Omalu heals illness.
Good. Yeah, I feel like it almost.
He's the plague doctor. He deals
plague
with
doctor.
plagues. Yeah.
So we know something about the playground.
See, proof. Proof. So just allow all of this to just settle in you. What we are going to do now is just practice through written channeling. So we're back to third eye channeling, but you can also direct voice. You can move if you want, direct body channel. And we're just going to practice different guides coming through. Because when you channel, often channel one guide, but very often, probably more often, in my experience, you'll be channeling like the Pleiades, and then just like in that activation, Yamanjar wants to come through, or another guide wants to come through. And that is being in the flow, you know, being able to allow that kind of movement of your guides to come through is really, really good. Interestingly, I put a card for the group during the throat channeling, and it's shapeshift. Which I feel, and it's got a little spiral that you were seeing.
There's a spiral in my throat.
I feel like that activation was really, really powerful and will help you all with direct voice channeling. So, closing your eyes and just setting the intention to channel more than one guide. And filling your hearts with love, doing whatever you need to do to feel safe. And writing the question, what has the voice activation done?
We're going to ask.
We're all going to ask, but we're going to write it. And so connecting, you know how to connect in. Do third eye channeling, but allow your bodies to move. And start to answer the question. And then allow a different guide to come in. And I'm getting confirmation that all of you will receive a different guide coming in. So it will happen. And both of these guides are going to answer this question for you. So it's not that you have to ask another question. The other energy will come in to complete the answer of the question. And remember, those of you that struggle, to start writing, even when you're only getting one color or one word or one energy, or even if you feel like you're getting nothing, say, I feel like I'm getting nothing at the moment. And remember to open your hearts and have love in your heart. And ask how you can engage in channeling more. You can be more involved in channeling. And there is a dropping of energy that my guides are saying it's time to move forward from, which is like still a nervousness. So as soon as the question comes in, open your heart. Open your heart. The fairies are saying, make it fun. You know? Don't make it serious. Make it fun. And then when the message comes to an end, just put your books down. And try and stay with the energy after you've put your book down, so that you learn about maintaining connection. Because especially if you're going to go on and be a light worker, it's good to learn how to maintain connection to your guides, but bring yourself forward so that you're able to feel the connection, but kind of control when the message comes and when you're just in flow and in connection.
Okay, I'm feeling like there's a warm amount of release of.
Sorry, what did you say, lovely?
Sorry, yeah, no, I can't stop yawning. I just feel
Good.
like really beaten. It's like what?
It's good.
It's
It's
like
a
weighted.
release in your vocal,
Yeah.
in your throat chakra. It's really good. Just keep
Yeah,
yawning.
yeah. Sorry, this is a bit rude. But
No. Keep yawning.
yeah.
Keep yawning. It's the throat is a difficult one to release. The throat is one of the most blocked ones of all of the chakras because of the way humans live their lives.
Yeah.
We have so many lies,
Yeah.
you know, and we're so taught not to express our truth. And so the throat is one of the kind of heavier chakras to release. So keep yawning. Stay with it. What message did you get? What were you told?
It says, cleared your path. What's the voice activation done? It cleared your path through, opened you, made space, speak your truth with your family, speak your truth, hold your neck and head high, sound it out. You're in doubt, you only need to sound. How can I become more activated with channeling? Spread magic, sprinkle magic into your imagination, walk tall, sit straight. You need to practice this.
Good. And did 2 different guides come through?
I think it was the same. I saw blue. When I see Isis, I see blue energy, and then I see an eye,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like it was her. But then I didn't sound. I wasn't very lucid in that because I was so yawny and like, whoa, I'm waking up again now. It's really weird. I felt like quite tranced in that I was just knackered.
It happens with activations. It's just
Yeah,
the
it's just
tiredness
like-
of what you've been carrying gets to express.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I got Goddess Athena. So with her, it has opened my heart more to stay in my truth. So now there's no excuse not to trust myself or my intuition, but no, it will all work out. And then Cupid, to speak clearer, and you can start taking singing lessons.
I wrote singing as well.
But I also had Triton, Pegasus, and Dragon.
Good. That's
All
fine
came
for
in.
lots of energies to come through. It's fine for lots of different guides to come through. It's good that you can recognize when it's different guides as well. That's you being in your power as a channel. So you can, even if you don't know what the energy is, if you can recognize it's a different energy coming in, is really you being in the center of the flow. If that makes sense. Anybody else?
No, yours.
Voodoo. I came back and a sort of gorilla
Yeah.
thing. You just said I can talk about our flight. Seminar, which I think is quite wise, isn't it? We are ready now to hear the truth from you.
Good.
And can I be more involved in chatting? Take this onto the stage
Good.
and then find a manager. That's probably one left.
Good. Don't dismiss your. There are lots of left brainy guys. Don't dismiss it.
Okay, that was find a manager and develop a circuit was what came in.
Did a different energy come in?
Circuit.
Did
Well,
it feel?
they were different energies.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. How about you, Anne?
So one guy that put the pink candy in my throat.
Okay.
So she said that makes me more easier to speak.
Yeah.
And then another guy was explaining about my crown chakra activated as well, or like maybe some connection between here and there. So I'm clearing in my head.
Good. And 2 different guys.
Yes.
It's funny because some of them was just like they're quite abstract and like it's like feel like it was like I was being shown like it felt like how the vibration was being changed in my throat. I got this thing that but I could see it in a really sort of like I got this kind of guy that was quite scientific.
Yes.
He was like showing me all this kind of.
But that's a download. So when you get an abstract message, it's often a download from a scientific planet-like series.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, it's when you get downloads, it's often when we don't have words in English or in this dimension. So they can't give it to us in words.
Yeah.
So they go,
Yeah, it was.
and often you're meant to draw it or
I did try and do a
yeah.
Triangle with lines going
Yeah.
through it, things I was like, okay.
Yeah,
So I tell I measured two of
It's
those.
Yeah.
like this is what's going on.
And that's
you're like,
and that's fine. Like that is a type of channeling, and it's very, very important, and it's very useful. And for example, it can be amazingly useful for things like making crystal grids. Do you see what I mean? Because they'll just send you the map of it. that I know I have someone that I channel for that has an amazing connection with Sirius, and they are downloading app technology to him.
That's amazing.
Like, downloading is very important for people that are going to work with like technology and science and stuff like that. For me, I'm not interested in that stuff, but for me and my path, but like I do get downloaded light codes to put into people when I'm healing them and stuff. So it's not always earth technology. It can also be healing technology.
Do they just look like light?
They look like all different things. You've got to see it for yourself, really. But they don't look like, to me, they look like complex snowflakes.
Wow.
Like they're like light information
That's a little bit
shapes and stuff. You know, yeah.
Mm.
And that like, even me saying it now, there are no words for it. But
Yeah.
you just need to know about it and see it. So it's not wrong.
Mm.
Did you get two different
Yeah,
guides coming?
but I also got this kind of bird as well. So that's the interspliced, and that was much more like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, it. The whatever's been cleared will help, not just with channeling, with everything.
Amazing.
Yeah, so just to be more in your kind of speaking your truth and voice and
Amazing.
projecting and all that kind of stuff. So
Brilliant.
yeah, and like they went.
And actually, your voice, like I can already hear a difference in your voice, Carmen. Like it's more forward and clearer.
Yeah, moves a bit.
There you are. And I agree with what your bird guide says. The more you can clear out your throat chakra, the better your life becomes, because the more truth you start to live. Your throat chakra is about truth.
Yeah.
And so it's a tough one to clear, but it's definitely worth it because it changes your life so much. How about you two over here?
I got a very old lady who was like white light. She said her name was Gretchen, but then I forgot about her. And then the next person was St. Barnabas. Don't know anything about him. And he says, what's the voice activation done? It's given you a doorway to love by opening your heart chakra to flow. It has allowed you to give yourself to Gaia, to Earth, to Source.
Wow.
It's quite sweet. And then how can I be more involved in channeling? He said, practice, believe, be comfortable, and trust. And so what do you mean by trust? He said, trust in yourself that this is real, and open your heart.
Amazing.
Damn it, do I leave this to Katie?
Perfect. No, perfect. And look, your imagination wouldn't be telling you things that you feel a little bit embarrassed about to say. Do you see what I mean? Your imagination is only going to like suit you. Whereas like when your guides are communicating to you through your imagination, sometimes you're like, right. How about you, Lovely?
William Shakespeare said to me, it's freed you from your past life karma. It's given you back your soul. No one can take your voice from you again, and I'm sorry you ever believed they could. And then my dad butted in and said, this journey you're going on will be the best one yet. Have faith, little Katie, have faith. And then this green energy called Lyra from the stars said, the activation has allowed you to discover who you really can be. The activation can be whatever you want it to be. The magic that has been gifted to you is magic beyond compare. Your light is here, Catherine. It's shining in the stars.
Lovely. Lyra's come up somewhere else on the Facebook group.
Yeah,
And I've channeled her before. It's interesting. This is the soul family stuff. This guide called Lyra that I have channeled, that Laura channeled, and that Catherine's just channeled.
Okay.
Group mandala stuff is happening, and my guides are going to give a message about our group at some point tonight. How is the online people doing?
Edwina says she actually has scars on her neck from 2 surgeries. One of these scars isn't normally visible, but after the surgery tonight in meditation, it's become actually visible.
It will go back down. It's just probably clearing the energy of the surgery.
It also, I think, feels like it's itchy. Like there's like sometimes if you've got a bite, it feels like I've had a bite.
On the inside.
on the outside. It's like I've got an itch, like I just want to scratch it, and
It's
yeah.
energy releasing, but don't hold. You're resisting the release. So
Yeah.
go into the release.
Yeah.
Go into the release. If you're getting itching
Mm.
from an activation or pain from an activation, you need to go more into it.
Okay.
So go into it through.
So
Really,
sit
I'm
up
really hot.
straight.
I wonder why.
Sit up straight.
So yeah, go into. Although funnily enough, Kath usually channels cold, and I usually channel
Oh,
hot.
really?
Yeah, because Kath works with water as an element, and I work with fire. As an element.
Put a cushion on your lap.
Uh, So yeah, go see what this next message does, because there'll be more energy coming in, and just send light to it and go into it as this next message comes through. So dear children of love, understand that when you feel like nothing is happening, no connection is being made, this is simply an indication that you need to come into a place of peace, into a state of surrender, of acceptance. This occurs when your guides are showing you that your own expectations are blocking the flow of the message. I, Sekhmet, Star Mother to you as a group mandala, ask you now to find the state of peace in your heart center, to find the place of nothingness where all creation, where all connection begins. Find this in your center now. And as you come into the deep peace, into peacefulness, notice how it is this centeredness, this allowingness that causes flow to occur. Understand that this state of peace is the cross placed on a figure of 8. Understand that all connection happens upon the shape of your number 8. That this is the movement of energetic communication, and the peace in your heart is the center. As you feel this peacefulness, this allowingness, this letting go-ness, experience the empowerment that you can feel, experience all energy moving around you, and the different movement of energy, the different flows and waves of energy. Notice how the peace is still, but your aura moves on one frequency, your body moves on another frequency, and the guides that you are in circle with are moving on different frequencies. Notice how when you allow yourself this peacefulness, this stillness, you can experience the detail of frequency. So know, dear children of flow, children of the rainbow, that when you feel nothing is happening, it is simply your guides telling you to come into the heart, into the letting go that only the heart can experience. Know that your animal kingdom naturally exists from this place of peace in the heart. Understand that it is the way, not just to survive on your planet, but to thrive, especially in these times that are ahead for you. Warrior children of love and light. The starship that you have collectively connected to as being on together in another lifetime was a lion people ship. You are working with my energy. And coming together to create a portal of communication between the lion people and Gaia, and because many of the lizard people shared their home with the lion people, this is why some of you have been connecting to lizard people. When you come together again, it will be an activation of a portal for the Sekhmet sun, which is the sun in my crown, to be placed inside the heart chakra of Gaia, to give heat and light and divine feminine feline transformation to many collective stories upon Gaia. There will be more information to come in the future. Allow your throats to roar now, silently, just as you have howled with the wolf. Roar with the lion now. Roar with the cat kingdoms now. And feel the freedom of your throat centered. And breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Place your hand.
Yeah, give it some.
Don't resist it. Send love. And love and healing in life. When you're feeling panicked because something is happening, come into that place of peace that Sekhmet was talking about. That is really, really, really the difference between a channel that is in their power and a channel that is at the mercy. And what I am being shown is this itchiness. It's like, come into your power, stay with it, own it. Be like, what do I need to do, as opposed to panicking about it because it's a change or a sensation you don't like. And that's really, really the difference between being a warrior and being a non-warrior. A warrior.
A warrior,
Yeah.
not a warrior.
Yeah, it's the difference between being a light warrior and being a worried person. So does anybody have any questions? How is everybody feeling? So we are gonna do some dimensional. Does anyone online have any questions?
I got the message that clearance might punch the hole through my block, and that I can now work on clearing the block a little at a time.
Good. Good, and that is a really good point to make. Nothing is going to clear completely overnight.
Yeah.
Let it clear one step at a time. Let it happen one
Let it
step
go.
at a time. Look at these voices. I'm loving it.
Smoking. My throat's so dry. It's crazy.
I'm loving everybody's voices now. Like you're also like, oh.
It's years as changes are happening, and you're not really fully speaking your truth to those around you. That's going to block it. Isn't it?
Yeah. Yes and no. Okay, before we do dimensional channeling, there is a lot of pressure when you first wake up to tell everybody about these amazing experiences you are having. You are not here to tell anybody the truth. Prophets don't get very far in this day and age. Like, if you're trying to convince people of the truth, you're trying to convince yourself.
Yeah. Validation.
You do not need other people to believe it. You need to believe it. And I tell you what, and I really, you will wake people up and inspire them by leading by example far more than you telling people that you sat in circle with Sekhmet. I promise you that. They will, but you know what? When someone goes, oh my God, you've got such an amazing life, you go, yeah, I do the work. And then they go, well, what work do you do?
Yeah.
And then you go, I look after my energy body. And that is how you wake people up, by leading by example. You don't need to hide your truth, but you also don't need to push it
Or be ashamed of it.
or be ashamed of it. You just need to own it.
No, that's the key, because I think that's
It's
the thing.
about-
When you say, what are you doing tonight? And you're actually saying,
I'm
I
going
don't
to a
think
course
lying,
in
but-
connection.
yeah, I just keep saying it's energy.
Yeah.
I'm looking at energy.
Yeah.
I put on my job application that I do energy channeling.
That is very brave of you, Ron.
I did think, how will that be received? But
You know what? You
it's
should
such
You'd be
a-
surprised.
You'd
Yeah.
be surprised.
Yeah.
It's just because I
Speak
thought,
your
I just want to represent myself.
But that's fine.
I have
And
a jazz funk band and I do energy
Yeah.
channeling.
but that's fine. And you know, people can ask about it, but don't push
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, answer questions, but don't force information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was a guy that marketing they went to.
Mm.
The first guy I met, he was like, what have you been doing? I said, oh, I've been doing energy channeling.
Oh yes, the pub.
You know, and that conversation went on for about 20 minutes. You know.
And you really, if somebody's open and receptive, of course, like it shouldn't be a secret thing that you keep from people, but it really is about kind of not charging in.
I think it's a bit like what you said last week about not giving your power away.
Yeah.
Really for people to ask and to.
It's about not raping people
Yeah.
with your belief systems, with your energy, with your gifts, you know? It's about waiting for them to give you permission. And they will by, honestly, energetic rape happens all the time. Like, and I don't mean, and I mean it kind of jokingly, but like I've had people come and place their hands on me and heal me without asking my permission. And it really upset me because I was trying to process something and she was pushing it back in. And like, you know, that's not okay. That's invasive. You wouldn't go and put your finger in someone's ear. Like, why are you going and putting your Reiki in someone's heart? Like, it's not good to, like, yeah, rape people. Like,
Rape is bad.
rape is bad. But we're just talking about energetically, like, raping people with your like
Enthusiasm.
with your enthusiasm.
God, yeah.
And like I'm really passionate about it because I see it a lot amongst light workers and and like I used to do it. It's not energetically fair, you know. It's and funnily enough, I was talking to someone yesterday who was saying that they'd had an issue where they went and did a clearing on a house, and it was a spirit clearing, and then one of the people they were with ended up having to have this spirit removed from them and having to go through all of this therapy. And it was like, well, did you ask permission to send that spirit to the light? Because if you didn't, you know, are you also opening yourself up for things to not ask permission of you? Do you see what I mean? Like, if you live by the laws of asking permission, everything else will live by those laws too. So it's much better for you to just be respectful of other people's energy and of spirits. Do not send a spirit to the light unless they have asked. Or you can ask them, you can be like, do you want to be sent to the light? But don't just go in and be like, right, graveyard, you know?
Let's sort you out.
Yeah, like it's so light work arrogance, you know what I mean? Like, and it's so much better to be like, you know, ask, would you like a healing? Yes. No. It's you can offer. It's just don't go in. You know.
Tell them about when you went in with the sage.
Oh God.
Go on.
Yeah, no, I saged someone and she threatened to punch me, and she deserved to punch me because I didn't ask
In
her.
the street.
Yeah, we were doing some light work in London
You got a bit carried
at
away.
Cleopatra's Needle, and I saged her, and she was very angry with me. So she should have been.
Was
You
she
know?
a random person?
Yeah.
She was down number
I'm gonna
5.
punch you in the face.
Yeah, and I fully deserved it because why? How dare I go and sage somebody and work on their energy body without their permission? You know,
Was she just walking past?
she was sitting on the needle, and we were
With
trying
that
to do the
gap
light
through.
work on the needle, but
Oh my God.
you know, it's not okay. You know, I could have asked her to move out of the way. It's not okay just to include her in the light work. It was very disrespectful of me. And yeah, this is what I'm saying, like respect. If you want your energy body to be respected, respect other people's and other energies, you know? Simple.
Like telling lies. If you don't tell, like you don't have to like hold your truth back, but you can
Yeah.
just say it in a different way.
Well, you can look, you can say it.
So, yeah.
So when people ask me, I'm pretty open now, but it's taken a long while, and I'm open now because I have really come at peace with my own truth and my own truth. But still, if somebody is really asleep, I don't want to like overwhelm them so that they go more asleep. Like, you know, if you kind of push too hard, you're gonna. So, for example, I might say I'm doing a course in intuition and connection. That's not a lie. And then they go, well, what is it about? And then I can say more. But, you know, you can give people stepping stones. If you come in at them too much, you're going to shut them off. You're going to make them, you know, when you're threatening someone's reality, it's scary for them.
It's a big thing.
Maybe
It's
that's their
scary
journey.
for them. Like,
It becomes them and us,
yeah,
which isn't oneness, is it? Because
No.
we're all on this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
it becomes them and us. And those people that are awake are meant to be leading by example, not preaching. Preaching didn't get us very far. You know, let's look at what preaching's done to the planet. Preaching's not good. But leading by example, and honestly, now examples really showing up, because I promise you, the people in my life that are doing self-work, their lives are much better than the people in my life that are not. Fucking loads better. Like, they're happier, they've got more money, they look better. Like, life is going well for them, and the people that are not doing self-work, it is showing up badly, but life is shaking them up to wake them up, you know? So it's really, really good to just lead by example. And also, if with spirituality, and this, you know, this week is very much about the path. If you do not walk your talk, you're going to be given a very hard time. And it is not easy to walk your talk. It is hard to walk your talk. When you come onto your path, what you are not walking shows up for you and will continue to show up for you because you're walking a path of service. And, you know, that's why it's really good to get down with your truth and be like, okay, what's my truth? And what is my values? For example, you know, as somebody who works with lots of light energy, I do eat meat. I'm not ashamed to say that because I have spoken to the animal kingdom. The animal kingdom's like, don't eat bad meat, don't eat badly farmed meat. When I eat badly farmed meat, I feel really guilty about it. Mm-hmm. But if I eat meat that's cared for and properly, I don't feel any energetic problem with it. And in fact, for me and the energy work I do, it grounds me. And it is important for me and it's part of my path. That is a decision that I have owned. Still will come up with, people will challenge it in the awake communities and even in the asleep communities, because light people are not meant to eat meat, you know? But you've got to own, but you've got to own your decisions when you're walking your path, you know, so that you can walk your talk. And as long as you're doing it with conviction and love, then that's fine. It's when you're not, it's when you're doing it to follow a crowd or doing it to go, or just going against your own self. You know,
so it's that very teetering age where when you are passionate about something because it is your talk and you are walking it and it's working and you're really happy, when you get excited to talk about it, it's that not going too into, do you know what I mean, like like pushing other people to
a little bit, like let
so
them look. I sometimes push people. I can, my friends roll their eyes at me a lot because they're like, why do you always have a solution? Like, because I'm like a solution person, you know, like if something's going on, I'm like, what's the solution to this? Yeah. And they're like, why can't you be just sympathetic sometimes? And I need to be more sympathetic, you know, like sometimes you shouldn't push, you know, you need to, but you've got to be able to read the situation and let people ask, really honor people's free will. Let them ask you.
Honoring free will is huge, isn't it?
Let them ask you. Let them ask you. That's how you're going to wake them up.
I got really telling up about that last week.
Did you?
My best friend saying, "You know what? I'm not curious to listen."
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you didn't have it. You're stuck in this problem.
And it's hard. It's hard when you're watching people stuck in their lives, and you're like, just do this and do that, and go to a cacao ceremony and do that. But like,
but you were like fire ceremony.
No, I know.
Because it always feels a bit not selfish, but it's like I've got some good stuff that could help you, but I can't really.
The people don't ready to hear it sometimes. They just don't want to go.
It's about reading the situation. And look, I've got loads of good things that can help you. Let me know if you're interested. It's about breaking it down so you're not like, okay, and look, I'm a crime for this, and so easily like, no, you need to do a core cutting, you know, and you need to do some alchemy work, or you know, but like sometimes, especially with asleep people, it is better to say, I've been through that. I know some things that could help you. Let me know if you want to hear that. You know, let me know. Yeah.
I did that today.
Planting seeds.
I said a bit too much.
Plant a few
It's
seeds.
just my stuff.
Yeah.
Opinion on it. So
Something
I think it's
otherwise digest.
they are backing out gracefully. So
Yeah.
I apologise for doing it.
Yeah.
I'm
parents.
looking for super and just keep the relationship going.
Definitely.
Good to leave an air of mystery as well. That, you know,
Let them ask.
Makes it
I think
more
it's
attractive.
She's
Yeah.
been throughout the whole way.
Say that again?
I think it's really important to also listen to people people. It's really tempting to give them loads of advice and stuff, but it is also really important to listen to where they're coming from, because you can get as much from that as they can. Just by hearing them, you know.
And sometimes things just need to be witnessed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes things don't need solutions, they need to be witnessed. I've told all my friends, if you need to be witnessed, go to someone else. No, I'm joking. But I have told my friends, look, you're not going to get sympathy from me. Like, I will listen, but I'm not interested in sympathy. So
Well, empathy's different, because sympathy's going, oh, no, let's think about it. But empathy's going, this is shit. And I'm feeling it with you, and I'm here. And that's it, isn't it?
yeah,
Rather than
whereas
like
sympathy
trying
is kind of encouraging, it's encouraging victim consciousness.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I feel like I'm back in my course.
I understand.
It was psychology.
Yeah.
Sympathy and empathy
So,
and listening.
Let's just talk about dimensional channeling, which this is a phrase that actually my guides have only started using for me during this course, during this year's course. And it's been one of those light bulb moments with my own channeling journey, because actually I am much more of a dimensional channel than I am a direct voice channel or a third eye channel. And dimensional channeling is when you stay in your body. Some of you have definitely been doing it already. It's when you stay in your body, but you go to another realm at the same time. So you're with the guide and where the guide is, and you'll sometimes travel with the guide to different realms and stuff like that. You haven't fully left your body, but part of you is definitely in another dimension. And can we just put the camera on a moment?
What do you call it again? Dimensional.
Dimensional channeling. And my guides have been talking to me quite a lot about it. And dimensional channeling, I really feel like so there are phases for channeling, you know, like trance channeling, in my truth, was something that needed to happen, especially before 2012, before the vibration wasn't so high. You needed to be able to trance channel, or most people did, because it was too dense. Direct voice channeling was then a really, really big thing. And now I feel we're about to go into a phase of dimensional channeling as a collective, because it's where we're at collectively. And this shape with your hands will help you to dimensional channel safely.
Okay.
So it's like you make a circle.
Chastity belt.
Chastity belts. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So, and you put it at your bellies, basically, and it's like you're creating. So it's like your aura becomes a portal when you dimensionally channel, and what the circle is doing is keep holding you in your body. You know, it's like giving yourself an anchor, basically.
It's like from the fetus to the mother.
Yeah. Yeah. And so this is dimensional channeling, and so so if you guys online can do this for your channeling, we'll put the camera off now.
You should sort of say
And we are going to collectively dimensionally channel. Don't know where to, but we will see. And I want everybody to get involved and just say what you're seeing. It's kind of the difference between dimensional channeling and third eye channeling is like third eye channeling, you'll get a picture into your third eye. Dimensional channeling, you're going to a landscape.
I can see like skyline with loads of like elephants or something walking along. Like there's a massive journey, people going on a journey.
How interesting.
Like they're going on a massive trip or something.
How interesting. I think you might be looking at like an edge of a dimension.
Yeah, it's like the shadow puppet thing. I can see a skyline of darkness, but I can see like the silhouettes of elephants and people sat on top of them and loads of bags and I don't know, an entourage of I don't know, someone important.
How interesting. So I think you're looking at the edge of the dimension, Laura. So just stay there with it and let's bring everybody together now. So just saying out loud, I ask for this channeling to be in the highest good. And experiencing a spinning sensation in your auric field now. As you feel a column of pink and white light from Kuan Yin activating this spinning now, helping you move through into the dimensional realm that Kuan Yin is currently in. And I have some other guides that are saying that Kuan Yin is doing this dimensional channeling because her energy is that of open-heartedness, of compassion, and of flow. And this energy will help you to stay in the flow and allow it to flash between third eye channeling and dimensional channeling. And you are transporting part of your consciousness to this place of Kuan Yin. And we are going to go around the circle, and those online, you can just hold the connection and either type in if you can hold the connection or just type in after it. And just say what you see. So I'm seeing like this really beautiful sunsetty pink, or maybe it's sunrisey pink light, and like mountains with snow on them. And yeah, there's like a kind of temple. But at the moment, I feel like I'm up in the air, looking kind of down at these mountains and this temple. And yeah, so somebody else say what they're seeing now.
Inside a storybook in the forest, dark forest. But she looks like a sort of Disney figure, blonde. Princessy type character.
She is very princessy. Somebody else?
I can see a wooden table and I'm sitting in a chair, but I feel like I'm a man. And that's it.
I can see a blue door covered with cherry blossoms, beautiful white ones.
I can see a forest, but there's snow. It's also quite bright. There's kind of pinkish yellowy light there.
I can see a golden, it's like a red sun, but it's covered with gold in the middle, and then like ripples underneath it, and then there's loads of feathers, like long feathers. It's like soft pinks and whites, like adorning the sun around it. It's very soft energy, very soft place.
I see I'm flying in the space, seeing stars on fire.
Just lots of abstract, but light, bright greeny white flashes. Nothing's quite formed. It's just
Doesn't mean it's wrong just because
No.
nothing is formed.
it's unusual. It's actually.
And now just let Kuan Yin supporting this. So feel this kind of tunnel-like energy, kind of whole energy, like moving you out of where you are and moving you to wherever the wolf mother is now. And for me, I am in a forest with wolves, but it's nighttime. And all of the wolves are howling. And hold love in your hearts. Anybody you can say it randomly now.
I can smell pine. It's a pine forest. And taste that mist. There's a lot of mist everywhere.
Feel the fresh air, it's sunny, and the water drinking on the edge of the forest out of a puddle of water.
I'm in a desert and I see a wolf on a cliff with a full moon behind her.
And now feel us being moved again. And notice the experience of moving through different timelines and through different dimensions.
It's like, one of those things that dogs run through.
Yeah.
It's like a tunnel like that. Purple.
Yeah, it's very like, it reminds me of K-holes. For those of you that have taken K.
No one here has.
And then traveling up now into this lifetime on this spaceship where we were all together. And let's just see this spaceship. Flying people spaceship. And what are we seeing? The energy is very different. It's very kind of like electrical. That makes sense.
The metronome. It ticks on and off, on and off. It's like a robotic, yeah.
It's really made my third eye go. For some reason.
And I feel like there's a big column of like we're in a circle. And there's like a big column of light in the center.
Very white ship.
Yeah, I'm
White.
seeing white.
It's got white being plastic. Plastic spaceship? Yeah, it is. Plastic. It's like clean.
Yeah, I get totally what you mean.
I can't see any spaceship.
So open your heart. Tell me what you do see. You can't get it wrong. So.
It was on the edge of, it's just watching the sunset over the ocean.
And can you ask to be placed onto the spaceship?
I said no, I didn't want to.
There might be some healing you need to do with this lifetime if you're feeling resistant to it. So stay with it and ask about what needs to be healed. And just let the message come through your third eye. And in fact, from this spaceship place, we're just going to collectively deliver a message from these aspects of ourselves or from this lifetime or whatever guides come, but staying in the dimension of channeling, and just allow your message to come at any point. So I am feeling that it's very restorative to be remembering this lifetime. Seems to be very, it's like empowering. I don't know if that's quite the right word, like re-energizing for me. And yeah, there is some healing to do, I feel, for myself as well. But there's lots of golden light. And it's a light that I can work with as a healer to restore cells and re-energize cells. So I was a healer in this lifetime. Aho. When your message is finished, say aho.
The ship is here to remind me too that I can fly, travel, do things. I can have the freedom to do these things, and to think bigger in terms of where to travel, and how to get there. You could before in other times, other lifetimes, and you can again in this one.
I'm getting that there were some atrocities that happened, something to do with monkeys, the Monkey Kingdom.
Was there a war?
Maybe, yeah, that's something that I need to forgive. I think so.
Can you ask how you forgive it? Sekhmet is saying to me that you are a guardian of animals. And part of being a guardian there is being able to forgive the kind of actions of,
Others.
yeah.
I know it's something I'm working on.
Anybody else?
Enjoy being on this earth and continue bringing positivity into people's lives.
I feel like it's about remembering that we're all together in more ways than we can ever imagine, and that even people that aren't awake, we've had lifetimes where we are very awake, and it's about remembering that consciousness is in everybody. I hope.
So just keep working with Gaia and keep channeling that love with the gorilla spirit.
I'm just feeling giant bee energy.
That's a sign for me. Thank you. I have been getting guidance that for the winter solstice this year there needs to be some work done in Avebury for the bees. And so thank you, because that's a really important sign for me. Anybody else?
Trying to describe it. I'm getting strong stuff about some sort of collective alchemy and transformation that's really important about this lifetime that we can bring into this one.
Right,
And
from
there's-
this lifetime, bringing it into. So it's like, is it the healing that we come together to do?
Yeah, something like that. But I'm getting sort of it's getting kind of weird abstract things again. But it's almost like showing me some sort of energetic thing.
Good. As long as you understand it, that's perfect.
And
You will understand it when we do the work.
also, my heart space is really going very quick. As well. So, but as well as this energetic thing. Anyway.
I've seen a flock of birds doing a V. I've seen birds going from that V when they fly. There's a lot of flight going on. I hope.
Anaya?
This spaceship I see is air inflated, and I think the message is have fun, like child.
And anybody online, Kath? Okay, so now feel yourself. Focus on your hands and the circle in your hands. And feel yourself coming through these light tunnels back to your body. Feel yourself arriving in your body. Sending your love and gratitude to Kuan Yin. Feeling Gaia's love pulling you back, coming back into your body now. So you breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. And so how was dimensional channeling?
Brilliant. I love it.
Just doing clearing. You're meant to do the clearing. You're not meant to bring the sadness back. You're meant to send the love and the healing.
Okay.
Come into your, you don't need to go back. You need to come into your power. And when you see something sad, ask how to clear it. If you're seeing it, you're meant to heal it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do.
And so it's about not being an empath. It's about being a warrior. So you're not there to absorb it. You're there to send light, send healing, or to ask how, what needs to be done for it.
It's strange because when I see things about humans, I can do that totally because it doesn't
Yeah.
affect me. But when it's with animals, it really, really upsets me. And I'm working on that. But
Ask about it this week, because this is Path Week as well. So ask about it and ask what it is you need to do to not absorb it too much. You see what I mean?
yeah,
Anyone else?
I would say I'm quite energized, so I'm enjoying expansion. I feel
Yeah.
expanded. Asking how can I help the group, that kind of thing. So I'm just here, I'm not,
Yeah.
I think I'm just a channel. I'm not actually meant to
he's a sub.
explain much. Really.
Yeah, I mean, there
I'm
are
just-
frequency
it's just
keepers.
energy coming in.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
called frequency keeping. It's a
Yeah.
type of light work where people are literally, their soul path as a light worker is to keep the frequency. And that is
Pretty
a
cool.
role. Yeah. So, but it's about owning it, and to me, heaven on earth is everybody doing what they're good at and what they love doing. And if frequency keeping is what you love doing and enjoy doing, then that's what you should be doing.
Yeah, I
You
felt
know?
quite still in that, so I was like, no, I just want to be this, not explain it.
Yeah.
What do we, anybody
All different,
else?
That's the thing. So some people need to explain. Some people
Quite,
don't.
it's very all-consuming. But
It is.
I mean, I had this experience the other day. So I
Yeah.
was just like in another.
I
place.
think your channeling is definitely dimensional
Yeah,
channeling.
it just goes there straight.
Mm.
Like, it does seem that way.
I think it's one of the for me, the easiest one to do.
I
Like,
find it easy,
But
yeah.
I keep getting loads of geographical information.
It's serious, it's serious.
See, I got you the other day.
I got
actually.
into like the Sun Pyramid of Varanasi, and I was just
Because you are downloading a big light project that you know we're doing. You know we're doing.
That's exactly
It's a lot of fun work. Do you see how dimensional channeling can be useful for
Yeah.
past lives, for finding other information out? I just wanted to give you that experience of it because I was guided that everybody here knows how to dimensional channel. And I really think it's an exciting place that channeling is about to go to. It's not very well known as a type of channeling, but I really think lots of channels are going to start doing it, including you guys. I find it I find it quite easy. Like, maybe I took too much ketamine, I don't know. I find it quite easy. I'm like, woo, we're going down this tunnel, you know?
It's
Yeah,
loads of
quite.
fun. It is like because it's like because it's an exciting journey, and when you get to the other side of it, and it was literally like one of those dog things, but it was like not to be with 60s and like the psychedelic drugs.
It
but was
is
like,
quite
No,
psychedelic.
it's super psychedelic.
Yeah.
I was about to say the word.
It is.
It's Wolverine.
It
It's
is
very
quite
psychedelic.
psychedelic, and you are not in the room. Like, it's
No.
weird. Like,
Yeah.
you are in that place.
Yeah.
Did everybody have that experience? Don't worry if you did or you didn't.
I feel very much I'm like out of the earth, like
Yeah.
in space.
It's like another dimension, isn't it? It's like bang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I think it's so addictive.
It is
It's,
quite
that's the thing. You
addictive.
can sort of
Yeah,
sit in it for
it's
a
just
minute.
like, yeah, I love it.
For light work, I really feel that's where light work is going. Like, for light work in particular.
So hard right now.
I really feel that's where light work is going.
Can I ask something? Because nothing was really vivid for me, but it was all energy, you know, it was all not
Yeah.
normal, you know, it was energy. So that's my question really, to not judge just because you're not seeing something vivid.
You will
doing
start
it,
to
you're not
see
doing it.
something that, because you're a feeler,
I saw flashes of vivid things.
the vision is just starting to come.
I see.
It's starting to evolve. Do you see what I mean? So just stay with it, stay with the feelings of it,
Okay, let it grow.
and let it grow. And don't judge yourself. And you might have gone to a realm where things aren't solid. There are things
They're
around.
not. They're not. They weren't on the spaceship.
Yeah.
They weren't very
It was
solid. The
like-
spaceship.
it's like
It was no. It
I
was
found
all.
it almost like mist.
Yeah, it was all. Everything was
Yeah.
shifting. The energy was shifting.
And it was like an electrical storm to me. It was like, yeah, totally.
But it's like you put your hand through
Yeah.
it and it felt amazing.
Totally. Totally. How are the online people doing? Does anybody have any questions?
Oh, would you download channel? Not channel. Would you dimensional channel more for yourself than somebody else?
No, I do dimensional channel for other people, and
Yeah.
especially for groups. Like, especially with groups, I do dimensional channeling with groups. And yes, for other people, it just flow.
Just feel it.
Flow.
Feel it out.
If you're dimensional channeling, it's because it's meant to happen.
Yeah.
If you're third eye channeling, it's because it's meant to happen.
Yeah.
If you're direct voice channeling, it's because it's meant to happen. Be in the flow. Do not have any rules. The only rule is that you have love in your heart. That is the only rule for channeling. And that space that Sekhmet was talking about, that is how you stay in the flow, even when things are happening that are uncomfortable and painful or scary. Come back to that space, that center, that eye of the storm that my guide spoke about in channeling this morning. Like, if ever you're feeling over emotional or overwhelmed, come to the eye of the storm and it will all become clear, and what you need to do becomes clear. Like when that demon came to me earlier the week, like, because I was in the eye of the storm, I was like, I don't feel any fear here. Just what do I need to know? What do I need to do? I don't feel any judgment. I don't feel any fear. I'm just at peace. And I'm in the eye of the storm. And that's where you're in your power.
Did you understand what was going on?
So what happened was this real demonic energy came to me, like well scary, but I wasn't scared. But he was coming at me from behind. And one of the things I've learned is with dark energies, they are much scarier when they're trying to come at you from behind. So I was like, okay, face me.
You asked it.
Yeah, I was like, come and face me if you want to give me a message. And he did, because I was in the eye of the storm. And he gave me this message about a past life that I needed to clear and heal. It's all on the Facebook group. And then he was like, I was like, do you want to go to the light? And he was like, no. And I was like, why not? And then he showed me the dark heart of the universe, which I didn't even know existed. And it was like this big heart-shaped dark thing.
The universe is pretty dark. Like this.
This was called the dark heart of the
It
universe.
was really dark.
Yeah.
No stars.
Yeah, no stars.
Oh,
And
no.
he was
What?
like, I am staying in the dark heart of the universe until there is no judgment left in any human heart. And that is my service to you. And I burst into tears because it was such a beautiful act of service. He was going to stay in all that hardship and all that pain to teach people their own judgment. And he was like, I'm not leaving. I'll go to the light when there is no judgment left in human hearts. So beautiful. But if I had not been in that heart space, if I had not been in the eye of the storm, if I'd gone, oh my God, there's a demon. Like, I wouldn't have got that really amazing experience and message. My own judgment would have got in the way.
You do what he
Of
did
the
before.
flow.
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
wanting people to not judge.
Yeah.
It's kind of Beauty and the Beast again, isn't
It's so Beauty and the Beast. And so like come back to the eye of the storm. Stay in the eye of the storm. That is where your power is. That is where your flow is. That is where your path is. That is where your peace is. That is where the key to everything is. Come back to love and peace. Before we close our circle, I have a few things to say. The course has not ended yet, so we have another week's worth of emails, and they're really awesome. They're about flowing with your path and practicing your flow of your channeling. So just because the last workshop's ended, do not let this course end for you. It will complete next Wednesday with an email next Wednesday. Of course, your channeling journey will not end with the completion of this course. Your channeling journey has just begun. But it really is about you kind of continuing forward. I do recommend always returning to the basics, and potentially repeating either this course or other beginner channeling courses, because when you return to the basics, I cannot express to you what a better channel you become. Like, obviously you don't need to do it all the time, but like, I love the fact I do this course once a year. My channeling improves so much because I go back to the heart and I go back to the beginning, and like, never forget to go back to the beginning. There will be next year an advanced channeling workshop weekend, focusing on probably crystal channeling, although I need to tune in about it. Crystals are great to channel, as you will discover later in this week.
These guys.
Yeah.
Yay.
What's the
So-
crystal grid?
So the crystal grid. So the crystal grid is this amazing grid that is like a crystalline grid of energy, and it's basically where all of our collective consciousness manifests the world from. So it holds all of our collective consciousness and vibrates it up into physical form from the crystal and fairy kingdom, which is what their main role is.
Underneath the ground.
And so it's a different dimension of Gaia. A lot of the light work projects I work with the crystal grid. So like with this bee thing, we will be sending healing energy for the bees into the crystal grid to help them. You can work with it by yourself. Follow your guidance, but you can connect to it and send healing to it for yourself and for others. If you really want to learn how to work with it, come on a Starlight journey. And these are the few things I want to say. Starlight has 3 really exciting things coming up. If you're really called to the Crystal Grid, come to Ibiza in May. That's where we do major Crystal Grid work. And that will be going up soon. We're going to try and get that up before the end of the year. We have some other exciting things. I've already mentioned the womb workshop. Womb workshops are amazing. Like the divine feminine healing stuff that is happening at the moment is so exciting. They're so emotional. They're so clearing. They're so powerful. They're so beautiful. That's all I'm going to say about the womb workshop. The next online course I'm doing, which is completely online, it's a lot less work than this January course. It's 2 webinars a week, and that's it. And then like an email that you can decide to do, but only 1 per week. Brilliant. Much less work. But it's working, and it's not it's soul landscape work. So it's working with the elements of the soul for transformation in your life. So if you feel this course has brought up a lot of block in your life, i.e. like you're really stuck in your job or you're really stuck in an area of your life, this next course I would recommend for that, because it's about transformation. Because what are the masters of change? Fire, earth, air, and water. And when we connect to them in our own souls, you touched on it in the equinox, but it's so much more in depth than that. And it's a really, really beautiful and transformational course. So that is coming up in November. I'm really, really excited about it. There's already magic happening with it. So there will be lots of the same thing you get with this course, where the energy work just happens through you, but it's a lot less of the practical work, because it's just about being in the throw of it and experience of it and just seeing what happens. But there will be stuff like the Facebook group and, you know, the kind of community that you get with this course.
How long is that?
It's 5 weeks, but it's not every day. It's 2 webinars a week. And you can listen to them live or decide when to listen to them. And you just go through the process of the course. So it's much more about healing than it is about learning a skill. And then at the end of the year, for the winter solstice, Starlight goes to Avebury. And on this course, I've had loads of information about Avebury. So I kind of feel like some of you might be called to it, because it seems to be connected to the energy of this course in some way. Avebury, it's not a retreat. Nothing Starlight does is a retreat. It is a soul journey where you practice your light work, where you learn about portals and grids, where you get loads of self-healing in a shake you up way. It's Avebury, we're outside, it's cold. Don't expect a retreat, but it's amazing. This year we're working with the divine feminine energy, and the divine feminine energy in Avebury is so raw, and it's just like, ooh, there'll probably be cacao, but outside. But it's so beautiful. And you know what, so much synchronicity happens on journeys, like so much magic, and incredible things happen that it doesn't matter that you're outside, because it's just like, wow, I'm with the earth in this ancient sacred site. Imagine doing all of this work, but in an actual portal. Like, it's crazy, isn't it? And it's beautiful. And like, obviously tune in, see which ones you're called to. Obviously we would love to have you at any or all of them, or whichever, but come to the ones you're called to. They're all going to be beautiful. Avebury's not up yet, but the course and the moon workshop are up, and Avebury should be up in the next few days. And then Ibiza will be in May. So those are the things Starlight has coming up. We would love you to come to whatever you are called to, of course. That is the pimping. They're done. Let's put. You know what, though? I've got to a point where, like, having seen what the journeys and the courses do, like, there's no, you know, the price is for mine and Kath's time of the 3rd dimension, but they're worth beyond so much more than money. Do you see what I mean? Like, they are. So you know, if you're called, you'll be provided for. It's not about them, especially not the journeys. They're about the light work that we do and the work that we do for the earth. It's just me and Kath have to be paid for the amount of hours we spend answering emails. And like, you know, just like our life gets consumed by the journey at the top. But yeah, so we've got this card coming up this week, but it's our last card for this last workshop is let love be your beacon.
How funny with your names.
And it's,
Sweet.
yeah, and it's got butterflies in it. Following the light. So let's, does any online people have any questions?
I'll let you know if they do. Been quite quiet.
Are you back from the spaceship? I'm
Yeah,
like,
he's still there. Down the rabbit hole.
do type in so we know you're back.
The connection is really
Yeah, no, the connection, yeah, they're fine. No, so ground yourselves after, especially after dimensional channeling. It's really important that you connect to the iron grid, the crystal grid, the gravity. Shake your physical body. That's another reason to move your body. You will, this message is coming through now, you will be more grounded if you move your body. And that means you can go higher. And sending your love and gratitude down to Gaia, sending your love and gratitude to the Wolf Mother, sending your love and gratitude to Mary Magdalene, sending your love and gratitude to all the star beings and Kuan Yin and all the guides who have assisted us this evening and throughout this course. Sending your love and gratitude to each other, to our soul family mandala. Sending your love and gratitude to Source, to all the angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, star beings, elementals, fairies, to the whole of the universe, to all the aspects of yourself, and because what you send out, you get back, opening your hearts to receiving love and gratitude back. We are going to go around and just say one word to close our circle, whatever's in our hearts. So I'm going to say love.
Confidence.
Compassion.
Love.
Peace. Excitement.
Love.
Fantastic.
gratitude.
Love to you online babies. Type your words in as and when. We're going to start packing up the room because we're over the time. There's so much energy coming through.
You can run to the station.
No, my friend's picking me up. She's driving to Brighton tonight.
Oh,
So
nice.
we don't have to run, but she will be here. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to do a little aftercare session in about a month, just online with a Q&A, little touch base in case anybody's like got stuck in a dimension.
Oh, wait a month.
I've been looking for a month help.
You know you can always message me. Like if something's going wrong, just message me.
Is it the- Yeah.